Hey kids, how's it going? We are back. I am going to make a sourdough starter, which, as I told you in my other video, my husband suggested after I do the first sourdough starter that I should have probably done the starter first, which was a good idea. So here we go. The first myth I want to dispel is that it has to be big. It does not. Some recipes say start with 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, or even 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water. All that's going to make you do is discard a whole bunch and waste a whole bunch of flour before you need to. So with all the research that I did when I was getting started on my journey, I found out that a tiny starter is just fine. That means that instead of discarding right away, you can build your strong starter by just adding to it until it gets to about the halfway point on your jar. And then you know you're going to have to discard to be able to add the same amount of water and flour as you have starter. So today what I'm going to do is I am going to add, let me just grab a spoon here. And I'm just going to use rye flour to begin with because that builds a really nice strong starter. Okay, so I am going to start with just 10 grams. That's 6. 8, 9, 10. Just 10 grams of rye flour. And now 10 grams of spring water. And again, if you didn't watch my other video, I'm thinking you have to be pretty sure you're not going to get chlorine in it. That's one of the things I learned, was that it could kill your starter if you're using water that has chlorine in it. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. I've got some spring water here. Oops, that's 9 already. 10. There you go. And now you just stir that up. And it's going to be rather stiff. I'll show you when I'm finished stirring here. It's not going to look like a batter. And that's it. And if you look at the bottom of my jar, that's what it looks like. Okay? That's it. So now I've got a total of what? 20 grams in here. So now the next time I feed it, I will add 20 grams of flour, 20 grams of water. And then that way it's the same amount of each ingredient as the amount of starter I have. And I'll be able to do that for a little while until this jar is halfway, and then I'll have to start to discard. But again, do not think that you have to start with these large amounts. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow, day 2. Okay, it is day 2 of my sourdough starter. Doesn't look a lot different, but there's more liquid in there, and that is completely natural. That is what's supposed to happen as the flour and water kind of eat at each other and try to form a natural yeast. Now, day 2, I'm not doing anything but stirring it. That's it. Just give it a really good stir Try to activate whatever's going on in there. And see how different it looks now? Yesterday it was kind of chunky, and now that I've mixed it up on day 2, it's got more of a, like a pancake batter kind of consistency. If you can see that, hopefully. So yeah, instead of interrupting what it's doing, since it's brand new, on day 2, I'm just going to mix it up. And tomorrow, I'll be back, and that's when I will start adding more flour and water to it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay guys, this is day 3 of our sourdough starter. I can't really explain what it smells like. There's no mold, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. It kind of smells like, you know, when you're curing, like when a meat is cured. For some reason it smells like that, but it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but something's going on in there. It's just don't know what yet. So as you remember, I put 10 grams of flour and 10 grams of water in here, a total of 20. So now we are going to put 20 grams of water and 20 grams of flour, because whatever you've got in starter, you have to match that with water and you have to match that with flour, at least. You can do more than that if you want, but don't do less. So we're going to start with the water. And here is my spring water. We're going to put 20 grams. Oop, that's 25. That's okay. We'll put 25 grams of flour. Gonna mix that up first, and I'm just gonna use my little chopstick here. Get it all mixed up. Okay, and it looks like that at the moment. Okay, you're not going to get it completely mixed up, but that's okay. Okay, and now we want to add the flour. Now what I do now is I add just a little bit of rye flour. Oops. Because we want to keep it happy, but I'll just maybe put, like that ended up being about 4 grams, but I don't measure that. I just put a little spoonful in. And then I take my mixture of whole wheat flour and bread flour. And I put enough in there to add up to the 25 grams. $21, $23, $24, $25. Okay. We're going to mix that up. Okay, and that's it. Try and flatten it down. looks like that. And we will come back tomorrow for day 4. I'm going to put this back on my heat pad so that it's nice and warm, and I'll show you what I do tomorrow. Okay, my lovelies, we are at day 4, and there is definitely some action going on. Looks like it has risen a little bit, and it's quite bubbly inside, and look how runny it is now. Remember how stiff it was yesterday when I mixed it all up? It's quite runny now. So it's been eating away at that. And if you can see the kind of that cobweb kind of texture in there. Now, 2 things. Number 1, this is considered a false start. Okay? All of that bacteria that's in there right now is still bad bacteria. We would not want to cook with this. If we were going to discard, we would discard this into the garbage right now. And number 2, if this doesn't take very long for this to be good to use, remember that I've been cooking or baking up a lot of sourdough lately. So there's a lot of wild yeast in the air. And so if this doesn't take long to double in size and be usable, that's the reason why. So don't be expecting these results when you do it yourself. Just be patient. Some people say it can take up to a month to get a starter going and healthy and ready to use. So if you remember, we had 20 grams of starter in here yesterday, and I added 25 grams of water. By mistake, I was only going to add 20, and 25 grams of flour. So today, that means there's 70 grams of starter. So I am going to put 70 grams of water, 70 grams of flour. Okay, so we're going to mix that up first. That's how it looks. Okay, tear that, and we're going to add a spoonful of rye. And that was about 4 grams. Just want to keep your starter happy, and rye seems to keep it very happy. And up to 70. Perfect. Now, as you can see, I mean, this won't be up to here by the time I finish mixing, but it is getting to that point where if it doubles in size, this jar isn't going to be big enough. So I can either change jars tomorrow and put in like 70, 70, 70. That's 140. That's 210. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that and waste that much flour. So tomorrow I will probably have to discard. But that's okay. That's only 1 discard in 5 days, because tomorrow will be day 5. So get that mixed up really, really good. And that's how it looks. See? thicker, actually thicker than pancake batter. Okay, now scrape down the sides and leave that until tomorrow. Now this time I'm going to put a mark on right here on my jar just to see how, if it rises again and how much it is rising. So I'm going to have to wipe down the sides of my jar here just so that it's not giving a false, like that it has risen and then dropped again. I want to make sure that I know what it's doing. And one note to keep in mind, the first starter I tried recently, I ended up having to chuck out because I was keeping it in the same jar every day, and I was mixing everything down, and thought I was being super careful, and then I woke up one morning and there was a little bit of green mold right around the threads of the jar, and that was from dried starter. There was nothing in the starter, but I was not going to take a chance with my family, so I had to dump it all out. So a lot of people will say, you don't have to change the jar, you don't have to change the jar. I probably will change the jar tomorrow because I just want to be super careful and I want to be able to use this. So that's just one word of caution I would give you all. Just be super careful. Make sure you're getting all, if you've got starter up here, make sure you're wiping that off. Make sure that you're taking a spatula to the inside and like making sure that it's down into the starter, because you don't want to ruin your starter after all your work and have to dump it all out. So that's my word of caution for today, and I will leave you and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, it is day 5, and yesterday I fed this around noon, and by 4 o'clock it had risen all the way up to here, and now it's dropped back down. It's very liquidy, tons of small bubbles on top and all around, as you can see. And it smells like fermenting wine, which is a good sign. But unfortunately at this point it's still not usable because it's getting rid of all the bad bacteria. What we want is the good bacteria. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start feeding it twice a day now. So I will feed it again tonight and then come back tomorrow for the morning feed to show you guys. So I'm going to stir this up. It's kind of still like pancake batter. See? Lots of bubbles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bowl and I'm going to make it a tiny starter again, because this I wouldn't be able to double again, and especially if it decides to double itself, it would overflow. So I'm just going to take 10 grams. I know that sounds awful after all the work that this has gone to, but trust me, even the tiniest bit of starter is enough. So I'm going to put 10 grams in here. Okay. And unfortunately, this has to go in the garbage. But it is the only time I have had to get rid of starters since we started, because I started so small. So that's a good thing. Don't ever put this down your sink. It will harden into cement cement, sorry, and block your pipes, and we don't want that. So you're going to want to put it out in your garbage. Some people water it down a lot and then they put it out in their garden or out on their grass or something. I just put it in the garbage. I just dump it out in the garbage. So now that we've got our 10 grams of starter, we want 10 grams of spring water. Oh, 11, that's okay. And we want to stir that up really well. Okay, that's good. And now we're going to add 11 grams because I made a mistake and put 11 in there. We're going to put tiniest bit of rye. Keep our starter happy. That's 2 grams. That's fine for such a small starter. And then my mixture of whole wheat and bread flours. Nine, 10. Mix that up. Okay. Now what I like to do at this point is take my spatula and get around the sides and really give it a good mix. Okay. I'm going to take my clean jar. Remember what I said yesterday about mold? You just want to be as careful as possible because you don't want all this work to go to waste. Ask me how I know. Okay. Good. Okay. So, just gonna spread that out. Get off the stuff that is on the side. There we go. Okay. And tonight before bed, now that we've got 30 grams, right? We've got 30 grams total of starter, water, flour. So tonight I'm going to add 30 grams of water, 30 grams of flour, and then tomorrow I'll come back and see if the false start is just, that's it. It's gonna go into hibernation for a little while because that is sometimes what happens until it's ready for it to be used for baking. So let's see what happens. I'll let you know tomorrow whether it rose again, and we'll continue on until this guy is completely active and ready to be used for baking. Welcome to day 6. Last night, if you remember, I had 30 grams of starter. So last night I added 30 grams of flour and 30 grams of water. And overnight, it doubled in size again. So what I'm going to do now is strengthen my starter so that I can use it in the very near future. And the best way to straighten your starter is I am going to take and I am going to change my ratios. Up till now, I have been doing 1 of starter, 1 of water, 1 of flour. Now I'm going to take, you just mix this up. Oh, it's so bubbly. It smells so good. Smells like fermenting wine again. Okay, so I am going to take 30 grams of starter. Oh, that's 31, that's okay. But now, let me get this down here. And this will have to be thrown out because it hasn't risen 3 times in a row yet. And that's when you know that you can start baking with it. So 30 grams of starter, tear it out, 60 grams of water. So now the ratio is going to change to 1 to 2. So 60 grams of water. $61, that's okay. Mix that up. And add 60 grams of flour. Tear it out. Add a spoonful of rye. And 60 grams of my mixture, up to 60. 55. 56, 58, 59, 60. Oh, hang on, not 60. 60. Mix that up really well. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, I'm going to just go grab my canning funnel, just one moment. And we are going to now put it into a nice big jar. So, I'm going to take this out, get my spatula, and get this into my big jar, my quart jar. Now, I will feed this again tonight. Remember, we're doing 2 feedings a day now. So I'll feed it again tonight. And if it doubles in size with this new mixture, 1-2-2 mixture, if it doubles again 3 times in a row, so now, tonight, and tomorrow morning, if it doubles, this starter is ready to go. You can bake with it. So I'm just going to shake this down, a spatula here. Get it flattened out. Oh man, that smells so good. Get it flattened out. Okay, just one moment. I'm gonna get my pen and mark it right there so that I know where it is and if it's risen or not. Now, this starter's name, can you see that, is Doris. This is Doris. D-O-U-G-H-R-I-S, Doris. And the one that I have in the fridge, my older starter, her name is Dophelia. D-O-U-G-H-P-H-E-L-I-A, Dophelia. So, like I said, I'm going to see if this doubles in size 3 times in a row, 3 feedings in a row with a ratio of 1 part starter, 2 parts water, 2 parts flour. And this will be my last video, because if that happens, that means you're ready to go. Bake away, have fun, bake your loaves, put in your inclusions if you want to. I'll be doing an inclusion loaf for YouTube pretty quick here. And just have fun with it. This is so healthy for you, much healthier than anything you're gonna get at a store. And have fun with it. You can put chocolate chips and make a loaf with chocolate chips and fruits and whatever you want. Just have at it. Mine is going to probably be a jalapeno cheddar loaf, so I'm looking forward to that. So you guys, if it doesn't work this quickly for you, I'm only on day 6 here. Please remember that I have been baking bread kind of like a maniac here, so there's a lot of wild yeast in the air here. That's why it probably rose so quickly and doubled in size so quickly. If that doesn't happen with you, that's okay. Like, it does take some people up to a month for it to double in size. But if you follow what I did closely, then you never know. It might be just day 6 for you too. So give it a try, everybody. I hope this video helps you out. Have a great day. I'm looking out at a sunny, sunny day, so I'm going to go enjoy it. You enjoy your day too, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now. Just another quick note, everyone. Make sure that you are keeping your starter warm. You don't have to go out and get a heating pad like what I've got, but it needs to be warm. My starter was at 80 degrees the whole time. So you do whatever you have to do to make it warm. Some people put it in a microwave without turning it on. Other people put it in the oven with the light on, but make sure you put a note on your oven so nobody turns the heat on. But it does like to be warm.